A very warm welcome to you, ladies and gents, all over the world from the Q8 Pilot channel. It is 1700 hours Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. Finally, I got the sim to work, and unfortunately, the livery that I wanted to fly today with is not working for some reason. Let me just say enter here, and so that we can have some traffic, and we're going to be able to basically assess the changes. So I decided to last minute call to go with the house livery, the fly-by-wire house livery today for our flight. I want to welcome all of you guys in chat. Stan, welcome aboard. Shakir El Hajlan, Captain, how are you doing? I hope you are well. Thank you very, very much again for the last interview that you've done. I was actually looking at it the other day. Thank you very much, and welcome aboard. Good afternoon, Flyby. Welcome aboard. Sim Aviation, welcome. Glad to have you here. And Christian Barton, welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here. Today, we are going to be taking a look. It looks like there is an issue with the liveries. You can see here there is that purple color, and it looks like all the liveries seems to have this issue. There is an update. There is something going on with the fly-by-wire console. Because if you go to the console here, you'll see here, there is no more the stable version. I don't know why that is, but you can only see the development version. So I think I am due for an update. But anyway, we are going to nevertheless fly the airplane, and I hope you guys don't mind this little purple color here on the outside. So our flight today is going to be from Dubai to Kuwait. Let's go to Navigraph charts here real quick. So this is our flight. We're going to be departing runway 12 right. We're going to be cruising at 38,000 feet, arriving a little later to Kuwait, runway 33 left. Incidentally, I learned that there is actually a new operating runway at Kuwait. I didn't know about this until yesterday. So look at this. There is a brand new runway, runway 34, fully ILS capable, and there is a new runway 16. I believe that this runway is longer than the old runways, runways 33 and 33 right, and this is going to serve the new terminal, which you actually can see here, which is Terminal 2. You can see it in the aerial imagery there, the satellite imagery. The airport is due to open the end of this year, so I'm not really sure. It's been delayed and delayed over and over, so I'm quite excited about this next-gen airport that's going to open soon, hopefully in Kuwait. Back into our flight today, the one thing that you'll notice in this version is that the performance is much, much better than the all previous versions of the A380. The texturing has been improved as well, both in the cockpit and in the passenger cabin. Again, this is an aircraft that I really, really adore the textures of. It's just so well done, and it's so sharp and so realistic. I mean, look at the amount of details there on the central pedestal. The amount of detail is just insane, and it really is. It makes up for an extremely realistic and very immersive environment inside the sim. Let me set this here. We don't want. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I really adore the textures. The amount of work that's gone into texturing this aircraft is massive. And this is probably one of the things that took so much time. And it goes for the passenger cabin as well. Look at this. I mean, very, very fine details there in the passenger cabin. I've flown this aircraft so many times in real life, so I can tell you that this is an exact replica of what you'd see on the real aircraft. Of course, the lower deck is the economy class, normally all configurations that I've seen, and the upper deck hosts the first and business classes just on about all the airlines that I flew. So very, very nice cabin, very detailed cabin. And let me go up to the upper deck here. And there you can see here is the business class, and we'll go up to the front for the first class. So let me just show you this here real quick. Let me see here. All right, so let's go down. There we go. I mean, look at those seats, and the just really the attention to detail is insane on a freeware aircraft. The thing that is just mind-blowing is all of this is just completely free of charge. This is the first class, again, less in terms of the less seats, less first class seats. But this is exactly what it looks like in real life. With a little bit, I like the Emirates configuration, but this is really, really very well done. The texturing has been really improved all around the cockpit and the passenger cabin. So, guys, let's get the show underway. We are due for a slightly longer flight than usual, about 460 nautical miles, which is going to take us about 1 hour and 14 minutes airtime. So let's get the show underway. We're going to come here to the electronic flight bag. And there are a few things I want to show you today, guys. One, you'll see pinned in chat, which is the field of view optimizer that works for X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, American Truck Simulator, and other games as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that once we are in cruise. Let's go ahead and get the SimBrief plan, and we have everything loaded here. We have OMDB to OKKK. Next, we're going to go to the ground services. We're going to go to service here, make sure the ground power unit is connected. Then we're going to go to the fuel. We're just going to select instant there, just in the interest of time. We're going to go to payload, and again, we're going to do an instant payload right there, and you'll love it how you see this automatically changes there and sets the center of gravity. So everything here is set, and then you can look at the upper and the main, just really brilliant electronic flight bag. Right. So we're done here. Let's go ahead and bring some electrical power to the aircraft. So we're going to go battery 1, ESS battery, battery 2, APU battery, and then we're going to turn on the external power. There we go. All 4 external powers. Pretty involved aircraft, huh? All right. Cruise supply is on, and the ground control is on. This is only operational when we are on the ground. It is basically the cockpit voice recorder before while the aircraft is on the ground and stationary. We're going to go ADIRS 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. And next we're going to go to the test here. And the test is complete. Next we're going to go down to let's see here. We're going to go these strobes, make sure this on auto, nav lights on, and arm the emergency lights. No mobile on auto, seat belts on auto, and then we're going to go up here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So here we have all the fuel tanks. The aircraft is already refueled and ready to go. And we're going to take a quick look up there. It looks like everything here is good. Everything here is good. And there are no white lights, so we're good here. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to increase the light on the displays on the PFD and ND, and also, let's see. Let me increase the lights on the instruments there. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. So now we can start programming the McDo. We can check the oxygen. There you go. Very, very cool. Not sure if you can actually click here, but yeah. I don't think that's simulated. Yeah, definitely not. But you can still open the cover, which is cool. Okay. So all is good here. Let's start programming the McDo or the MCDU. Okay, so first we're going to make sure everything here is current, which it is. And we have this is the 30th of October to 27th of November. And speaking of Navigraph charts, Navigraph just a few minutes ago sent the email out announcing Navigraph Academy, which allows you to get your virtual PPL. And if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend that you go. We're going to take a look at that during our cruise as well. So we're going to go to flight plan. We're going to go to initialization, and we're going to select company request here. So we're going to request the flight plan from the EFB. And once it comes back, there we go. Flight plan received, insert, and we are today Emirates Flight 853 service from Dubai to Kuwait. Cruise altitude 38,000 and the cost index is 28. The trip winds, so if I look over at our flight plan, and we can get the winds 280-10. So let's do that. 280 and 10. Doesn't want to do that. All right. All right. Entry out of range. All right. We'll just leave it. Okay. All right. I'm not sure what goes there. So anyway, let's go to, we're going to go to the departure. Yeah, let's go to the departure. We can go, so in its alpha, sort of we've done. Let's go to the departure out of Dubai. We are going to take 12 right, and it's going to be through the, let's see, the Rida 3 Golf. Rida 3 Golf, okay? The Rida 3 Golf. Let me go down here. That's the Rida 3 Golf. Perfect. And temporary plan. Insert that. Perfect. Now we have the departure. Let's go to Kuwait. We are arriving at 33 left. Let me bring this here to the side. There we go. 33 left is the arrival runway. And the approach is the ILS runway 33 left via, let's take a quick look here and see if there is any transition into 33 left, which is right there. Perfect. And we can see pedal is, or pedal. So we're going to select pedal there. And the star is the, let's see, the Det 1 Hotel. That's the one. Perfect. Insert and insert. Now we're going to run through here real quick to make sure there are no discontinuities, which there isn't. So a nice flight plan there for us. Perfect. And now we're going to go to the init page, and we're going to go to init Bravo for the fuel and weight. Perfect. So in order to enter the fuel and weight, we can go to, actually guys, we're going to need, let me come here. Let me go to SimBrief real quick. Oop, not Discord. There we go. SimBrief. Excellent. And we want to go to the dispatch page. All right. Now for the zero fuel weight, we have a 334.7. So that's 334.7. So that's good. And the zero fuel weight center of gravity is 35.2. So we enter that, 35.2. Perfect. And then for the fuel, we're going to go to the fuel page, and the block fuel today is, we didn't put that there, did we? All right, so now we have the fuel in, and the total fuel today is 25.8. So let's do that, 25.8. And we entered that. We have alignment, and we have all the information here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Now, why do we need SimBrief? Because we need to calculate the speed. So we're going to say View Flight Plan, and we are going to go to Takeoff Performance and populate the weather. Make sure they're 12 right. Perfect. And calculate. So we have 140, 40, and 48. Respectively for V1, VRotate, and V2 with a flex of 66. All right, so 140, 140, 148. So we're going to go to, let's see, performance. And then we're going to go 140 and 140 and 148 And we're going to go flex, and we're going to put 66. Perfect. THS will wait until the aircraft starts and the hydraulic system is kicked in, and then we'll set the THS for the flight. Perfect. Good time to start the APU master, and start. Now, if we look here at the FPS counter, you'll see that I'm getting about 94 FPS, okay? Of course, I do have frame generation. You guys can get my specs by typing exclamation specs there in the chat. With FSLTL getting 96 with the A380, that's very, very good. That's a major improvement. I used to get much less, by the way. I used to get like in the 70s. So in my case, of course, with all things equal, you should get about 20 FPS. If you have a different setup, I can assure you that you'll get some performance gains with this update, but it might not be 20 FPS, maybe a little bit less, maybe you get more, I don't know, but you know, you'll definitely see some improvement, that's for sure. Is there a program to keep all the open programs open in the background? Not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, I have everything open here so far, so sorry, I'm not sure what the question is. So how is the performance? I think we just covered that. This is SU3, not SU4, so we are not, but Sam's not using that. He just has Navigraph set to be on top of the sim. That's right. So, okay, so if you guys want to do this here, so now if you see this window, Navigraph charts, if I move, it stays on top. And the way to do this is if you go to the settings and just under general, here just select always on top, make sure that's, you know, turned on, and you'll have the same effect exactly. Okay, so there we go, that's done. And what else do we need? We're gonna start this clock here and that one. And everything else here is good. Let's set our altitude to 38,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude for this flight today. And we'll have plenty of time to talk about things while in cruise, so this flight will give us some time. So we have the APU bleed is now on, and now we can turn off the external power. There we go. You can hear the, again, the sounds are amazing on this A380. Really, really very well done. All right, so we can come here to the services and remove the ground power unit. There we go. Ground power unit removed. And now look at how majestic this aircraft is. Very, very nice. Yeah. Minus this purple color. I'm not sure really what that is, but yeah, I got it after the update, so I'm sure it's something erroneous with the update. All right, beacon lights on. And let's push out of our position. We're going to go to 12 right. So I'm going to zoom in here, and it will tell us if you go here. So this is the, let me zoom in here to show you. That little green triangle is indicative of our departure runway. And if you don't get this when you zoom in, it means that you do not have Navigraph charts. So this is a feature of Navigraph charts, and it is required for this functionality to work. So if you guys are enjoying yourselves so far, please hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help the channel. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Mr. Polder Pilot, welcome aboard. A very good evening to you, my friend. All right. So everything is good here, and we are ready to go. So we're going to go to GSX, and we are going to push out of our prepare for pushback and departure. Right, there we go. And if we go outside there, you know, again, the frames suffer a little bit on the outside, but overall, I'm very happy with the performance in this version. Yeah, definitely very, very good. Especially with FSLTL and knowing how much it actually, you know, degrades performance, it actually is holding up pretty well with this update. Okay. So we're just waiting for GSX now to, I think we need to,
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, so we have everything here. Flaps 1, flag 66. All right, so everything's good here. We're going to set this one here on perf. And now we're going to go to serve. We're going to go to auto. And we'll leave this on standby for the time being.
Departure checks completed.
Okay.
Bypass pin inserted.
All right. What is GSX doing? Okay. There is another A380 just departing right now. Right there, you can see it. Where's the pushback truck? Come on now. Is he like inside the building? I don't see the pushback truck, so I'm not really sure. Okay, let me go ahead and turn on beacon. Actually, is already on. Ah, there he is. I wondered where he was, and he just came right out of that building. Okay. I wonder what the performance would be like with the inability to buy scenery. I don't know. I do have the scenery by AnyBuilds, but I've chosen the default. All right, locking the gear now, and I just can't wait to start those engines. All right, so we are departing 12 left, which is, sorry, 12 right, which is right there. So what we can actually push either way, doesn't really matter, but we're going to push nose to the left.
Release parking brakes.
All right.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
All right, and there's our clearance to start the engines. So engine start selector is on, and we can now start the engine. So let's go ahead and start engine number 4. And we actually can start engine number 1 simultaneously. So let's do that. I don't think it pushed us in the right direction, but that's okay. Why is this? Why are the speed brakes extended? It was the, all right, so I think the needed a reset. Okay. Just really a magnificent looking aircraft, the A380. Oof. That was an aviation accident right there, hitting the wing of the of that Air India there. I really am not sure what GSX is doing today, but it's acting extremely strange. All right, let's see here. Let me bring this down. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and start engines number 2 and 3. GSX. Listen to those engine sounds. GSX is doing one of the most dangerous things right now, taking this beast of an aircraft all over the place, hitting the Air India aircraft there on its way, and so I want to really express my gratitude to the entire team over at FlyByWire for creating this for the community and making it absolutely free of charge. I think the dedication that they show and the commitment to the project really underscores a passionate group of developers that love aviation and love the community as well. And their efforts are just really commendable at creating something that, we, for very many years, we've longed for having an A380 in the sim. And now that we have it, I'm just very, very grateful for those guys. It's a huge project that took many, many years in the making. It reminds me a lot of our dear late friend Matt Davis, who it was his dream to create an A380 for FSX. Well, he left us too soon, but may his soul rest in peace. Okay, so what app are you using to display the FPS? That's the NVIDIA overlay.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
All right, we have a good engine start, so let's go ahead and confirm.
Cockpit to ground.
There we go.
We have a good engine start. You can
All right.
disconnect.
All right, they can disconnect now, and you can see this is us. This is the departure runway, and we can now set the THS. So if we zoom in a little bit, we have a THS of 36.5. So we're gonna go to, we have this here set. So let me go to FMS1. We're gonna go to takeoff perf, and we're gonna put 36.5 and hit enter, and that's it. Now we have everything here matching. Perfect. So this we shouldn't have any problems now, and everything here is good. So we're going to put this back on flight plan, and then we are ready to go. Perfect. We can, this one doesn't seem to work. That's all right. And let me remove this one here.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Oop. Okay. Right. So in order for you to get the terrain radar and the weather radar on this aircraft, you need to turn on the sim bridge. So this allows the aircraft to communicate with other other components outside the simulator for remote display of the external terrain, for example, as you can see here, and other optional features. So if you want to get the weather and the terrain radar on the aircraft, you'll need to turn on SimBridge while the sim is running. Okay, so let's set up our aircraft for the departure. We are going to set the auto brake to rejected takeoff is armed, and we're going to arm the ground spoilers. And now we're going to set flaps to flaps 1, and we're going to go and take a look here. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, look at that. And the sound is amazing too. How lovely that is. Just look at the details. Wow, the sound is exactly like the real A380. Just amazing. Just really, really amazing. Okay, so let's see. Takeoff config is located right here. So we're going to click that. And now we're ready to go. And before we forget, let me go. By the way, if you want also the TCAS to work properly, again, you need SimBridge. So let me go to, let's see, serve here. And we're going to set this to TARA. We'll put it normal. By the way, above and below, basically, when you're on the ground until about 10,000 feet, you'll put this above so you get the aircraft above you. And then after after you reach your cruise altitude, you set it below so you get the aircraft below you. These are not operational, so I don't think the weather works, but the terrain radar does work on this aircraft. All right, we are good to go. Flaps are set, and we have no blues, so we are cleared for takeoff. We can turn off the APU bleed, APU master, engine mode selector to normal, and we are good to go, ladies and gents. Let's turn on our taxi lights and head over to 12 right for departure. So parking brake is released, and off we go. Just look at this aircraft. Wow. Minus the purple stuff here. I'm not sure what went wrong with the update. But yeah, after the update, all the liveries seems to have this little purple thing there. Huge, huge looking aircraft. The largest commercial jet in the world, ladies and gents. The A380. All right, here we go. And that's the runway. Oof, what is this guy doing? All right, so we don't need wing lights. Landing lights on. Nose takeoff. Strobe lights are on. And there we go. Everything here is set. And we're good to go. It's 12 right. And now we can turn this back on to 40 nautical miles. Line up. Again, very, very smooth, very nice. The performance is really, really improved. Let's start our clock here. And there we go. We're going to go to 50%. The engines are stable. All right, and Manflex 66, SRS, and runway. A little bit of jittering there, probably from FSLTL. V1. Rotate. What a beautiful aircraft to hand fly. The A380 at positive rate and gears going up. And that, ladies and gents, is a beautiful departure here out of Dubai. Look at those engines. Wow. You gotta love that. All right, let's take a look here. We're gonna begin the turn. Thrust climb is set. Autopilot 1 engaged. Wow, look at this view, guys. Just incredible. Wow. Very, very special. You can see the traffic here. So the TCAS works pretty well. Landing gear... What is it saying? Landing gear is down? What is going on? Not sure really what's going on. Auto throttle seems to be off. Alright, thrust climb is set. And we can now retract the flaps. Wow, this is a beautiful sight there of those beautiful wings. They really, really nailed it. There's Burj Khalifa right there as we make the turn here from Dubai. Very, very nice. I've flown this exact route, exact departure, and tell you guys, this is really, really very, very immersive. Extremely realistic. Very, very nice. One of the things I like about Microsoft Flight Sim is this A380. The texturing is just really of the highest order on this aircraft. Very nicely done. Right, so things are good now. it looks like I pressed a button that disengaged the auto throttle on the keyboard while I was playing with the views, and that's probably what happened. And I really think that any builds they were cut out with the A380, considering FlyByWire is free. Absolutely. The purple are corrupt textures. I think, yes, I think they are corrupt textures, but this is actually the house livery of the FlyByWire. So I believe the problem is with the last update. So because this is it just comes default. It's nothing that I've downloaded. It just really ships with the aircraft. So it looks like, yeah, there is something wrong with the last update. There is something wrong as well, because I can't see the stable version anymore in the fly-by-wire control panel. I can only see the dev version, and it looks like there's an update for it as well. So anyway, nothing that affects the aircraft, so we're good there. Let's increase the lights there, because they just happen to look nicer that way. All right, perfect. Let's go up here, and all is good here. Perfect. Okay, so 900,000, landing lights off, nose lights off, and we can also put the seatbelt sign on auto, and the mobile devices on auto as well. Perfect. All right, so we're going to continue our climb now, ladies and gents, to 38,000 feet. I love this wing view. It's just so nice. Right, so first order of business, guys, before we reach our cruise altitude is I want to come here to the browser here. Let's remove that. And this is, ladies and gents, the Navigraph Academy that has just recently launched. And I highly recommend that you actually go and play with it. If you go to the Get Started here, so there is your, there's some instructions there on creating your account and what have you. If I go to the course catalog, so this is the first one here, the virtual PPL. So if I click here on resume, it gives me my dashboard, and it shows me the ground school lessons. I have 14 lessons to complete, flying lessons passed, so far none, and exam passed 0. So there are 2 exams that you need to take in order to earn your wings and become a virtual PPL provided by Navigraph charts. So I'm not sure why it closed, but yeah, maybe it's that. Okay, so here are the lessons. So the first lesson would be an introduction, aircraft familiarization, effects of the controls, level flight and turns, climbs and descents, stalls, and dive to max speed, slow flight and use of flaps, takeoff, landings, traffic pattern, first solo. Then, after you complete all these lessons, then you will be able to go and take the exam. So you need to complete all the lessons first, then take the exam. Now, there are also, you can go to My Flights. Obviously, I don't have anything right now, and the My Exams, obviously, I have not taken the exams yet. And there are a ton of resources here as well. So you can go to the checklist, you can print it in order to assist you with your lessons. I think Navigraph really is a dedicated developer or dedicated business to this hobby, and they have really brought in so many tools that not only brings you closer to real world operations, but I think they made it in style. They made it in a very professional manner, and they made it affordable as well. So it's a really very successful company with a very successful business model and great customer support. So again, if you go to the lessons, just to show you here, so this is the first lesson here, Introduction Aircraft. There is a setup, so it tells you exactly how to set up your simulator. Unfortunately, it's only for Microsoft Flight Sim, so you've got 2020 and 2024. I don't see why you cannot use this in Explain, but the videos, it looks like, and the setup, the actual setup, has been done using Microsoft Flight Sim. So you can ready for takeoff, you go to the briefing, and then the instructors are actually the Navigraph guys. So you've got Andreas, Jason, and Martin. and they have you have the profile. So it says, with over a decade of piloting experience, Andy has maneuvered a diverse fleet of aircraft from gliders to a Boeing 737. So these are all real-world pilots, including Mark, former pilot, flight instructor. So he's crafting authentic flight experience for Navigraph users. So this is, I think, what sets Navigraph apart from the rest. They invest in their people, they invest in their software, and they invest in their relationship with their customers. And that is why Navigraph has been a very successful company, successful business, and I'm very glad that they exist. And I will continue to use their products for as long as I do flight simming. Great products, 100%. If you, and I don't know if this is actually part of your subscription, but yeah, just go and give it a shot. Very good. They used to have it back in the day, but this is really good. I'm very glad that they've done this, and I'm glad that it's finally launched. Right, back to our flight here, and in the oh, we missed the there we go. Let's set this to standard. Right, and we continue the climb to 38,000 feet. All's looking good here. We can put the terrain radar. So if I click here on terrain, yep, we have the terrain here, so it works just fine. And we can set this now to 80 nautical miles. There's the top of climb right there, and everything is looking just fine. We're going to arrive, it's actually dark right now in Kuwait, but I wanted to, you know, to show you the aircraft in, let me put this down a little bit. So I want you to see the aircraft during daylight as well. Makes for a nicer departure without a doubt. Yeah, it's just the texturing is really of the highest order here. I mean, and free. I mean, and considering if you actually look at the fly-by-wire, whether it's the A320 or the A380, and look at the fidelity of the textures, the sounds, the electronic flight bag, it really blows my mind that this is all provided free of charge, and it really just comes from the passion of, you know, a bunch of developers that really, you know, want to create something for the community. And I think they've done an amazing add-on for free. I mean, this is at par with Zibo, maybe in some aspects even better than Zibo, as far as the texturing of the aircraft, the sounds. I mean, Zibo's great, sounds are great, textures are great, but this is really next level. Even the electronic flight bag is really next level. So, yeah. All right. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys, which you have pinned in chat, is the FOV optimizer. Okay. It looks like you need to have Navigraph hub and Symlink for MSFS to use. Ah, gotcha. I need that A380 is a Cat C aircraft, and that is for so big. Yeah, it is a huge plane. Is the update only for MSFS 24 dev version, or do we have the update for the 20 dev? I don't know, because I do not have the 2020 sim installed anymore, so I really don't know. But let me take you back, guys, to the FOV optimizer. Now, the FOV optimizer, first of all, I'd like to say that it has been developed by a very dear friend of mine who works at the X-Plane World Store. But we have become very good friends. Maybe you know Dominique. He's done an interview with me as well a little while ago on the X-Plane org, and he's a gem of a person, and he's developed this application to support his family. So guys, this is a really very fine application. It's an FOV optimizer that really works very well for X-Plane. And maybe in our next X-Plane stream, I'll show it to you with X-Plane. But today, let me actually show you what this is. So when you launch the FOV, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Unfortunately, no, I cannot. Ah, there we go. All right. So maybe the text here is going to be a little small, so I'll read it to you. So essentially what this does, it gives you the optimal horizontal field of view that you need to input into X-Plane graphics settings in order to get a realistic field of view. It works for American Truck Simulator and other games. Let me find his email just so that I give you the exact. So what did he say? Let's see. So he says, will you be able to mention that it also works on other sims like American Truck Simulator and Assetto Corsa? Is that like maybe it's like a car race game or something of that sort? I'm not sure if Assetto Corsa. I'm not sure if I said it correctly, but yeah, it does work for those applications as well. Now, the way this works is actually no-brainer. There's nothing you need to do. It depends on how many monitors you have. So if you have more than one monitor, you can set them here. Currently, I have only one monitor. It automatically detected the monitor diagonal in inches, which is 27 inches. That's exactly what I have. And then it also automatically detects the aspect ratio. You can, of course, change this, but my monitor is 16:9 aspect ratio. And then this is very important, which is the viewing distance, 60 centimeters. So this is enter the distance from your eyes to the monitor. I am sitting slightly more than 60, so I'm maybe at maybe 70 centimeters away. And this is the optimal horizontal field of view, 45.66 degrees. So all you need to do here is go to X-Plane and then go to the graphic settings and input this number that you see here there, and that is going to help you get the most realistic and proper field of view for that aircraft, considering your monitor, your position. And ladies and gents,
the developer is a fantastic guy.
Oh, Drishal, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. And yes, Dominic is a really fantastic guy. He's a gem of a person, guys. If you are needing something like this, it's something I recommend. I've used it actually for X-Plane today, and it works really well. And I couldn't believe how far off I was from an actual proper field of view. So this is what this does. And by the way, you can save your settings, and it works for VR. For those of you who use VR, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest, and HP Reverb G2. Works with all these as well, so it will definitely help you set the proper field of view for a more realistic experience and more authentic flying in X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, and other sims as I've mentioned. So there is your FOV optimizer. The link is pinned for you guys in chat. Please click the link, take a look. If this is something you feel is useful for you and help, please go ahead and support Dominique. He's really a person that deserves the support, and this is a really nifty little application that you can use to set your optimal field of view. Right, so that is done. We are at 35,000 feet, 3,000 feet to go, and then we're going to begin the descent. If I look here, we are still in climb, and we are just about 2,500 feet from our cruise altitude. Perfect. Let's take a quick look at the outside. Those contrails are really nice on the A380. Very majestic looking aircraft. One of my absolute favorites. So, and this tool is really nice. Yes, it is. Yeah. How do you pull up Navigraph charts? I'm not sure what you mean. How do I pull Navigraph charts? Do you mean like within the EFB here, or when I do this? Is that what you're referring to? Just let me know so I can address your question. Mr. Yusuf Bashir, welcome aboard. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you with us this evening. Right. So, I am planning a new video for the TDS Garmin device. There are some brand new features And those features are going to be especially loved by helicopter lovers because it brings, again, a very realistic functionality that is available on the Garmin GTN 750 to X-Plane 12. So we're going to have a video on that very soon. And I'm also going to create a video for you guys on all the add-ons that I use for X-Plane 12. This has been the #1 most popular question on the channel. What do you use for add-ons? So I'm going to create a video to tell you guys exactly what I use for add-ons. Right, what a beautiful aircraft. Yes, it is. Like that. Oh, so you mean like that. So here I click on the Windows button and the tab. So that is how this comes up. So if you click your Windows button, right, that's the button with the Windows logo on your keyboard, right, and then click on tab, it will launch this menu, and clicking tab will cycle through all the open windows. So that's how you do it. I hope that is clear. Dominique also write reviews for X-Plane add-ons, and they are great to read. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. He is actually the person behind a lot of the content that goes on the X-Plane org. So, yeah, definitely someone that you want to support. Let's go to this view this time. Actually, let's go. What am I doing? There we go. Okay, so I'll put it on this view here. Again, very, very nice wing flex, by the way, on this aircraft, and it works very well with FCR as well. So we're going to take, hopefully, we'll do a replay of our landing today. Unlike, I don't think I like this view very much. I think I prefer this one. Yeah, look at the wing; it's just so accurate. It looks absolutely lovely. Very, very nice. And here's the cabin as well. So we're sitting here. I think you can see it clearly now. Every part of this aircraft has been modeled, textured with a lot of care and love. You know, you can really see the passion of these guys shining through the final product, the final finish, the finesse in this aircraft is just mind-blowing. Really, if anyone from the FlyByWire team is watching, a big thank you to every single person that has worked on this aircraft. All right, let's see. The tablet doesn't work for me. Should I download the stable version or dev version? Well, it looks like, Mohammed, I think there is an issue. I'm not really sure why. Let me show you here. This is the FlyByWire installer. It has received a few updates over the last few days. If I click here, maybe I need to report an issue. But let me show you this. So I downloaded yesterday for the stream. I've downloaded the stable version. Okay. After downloading the stable version this morning, now when I go and click here, look at that. I get only the development now. I have the development 4K and development 8K, and I really am not sure why. Is it something on their end? Is it something, I don't know. I just lost the main release. It's not showing here anymore. So I really am not sure what's going on with them. But it looks like they have some issues with the releases because now I can only get the development version. So I really don't know. There are some issues, definitely. Right, so we are going to. So today is definitely an off schedule. I was planning to do it on Sunday yesterday. So our next stream will more than likely be next Saturday. I just am so exhausted, guys, with work, and there's a lot of things that's going on in my personal life that are extremely stressful. So that has definitely had an impact on my ability to to create content on a steady schedule. So I do want to apologize to you guys because I know that for the longest time now my schedule has been just really a mess. I don't have a stable schedule. And that goes, by the way, even for my other channel, the Genovate channel, the AI channel that I'm running. I really haven't been able to do what I want to do for the lack of time and sometimes also lack of I wouldn't say lack of ability, but lack of motivation. Maybe just with so many things going on right now. Things are kind of settling though, so yeah, I am just kind of going through some rough times, I guess. I know that see, one of my friends who was watching the stream the other day called me up and said, you know, Sam, I was on stream today and I was, you know, reading through the chat, and you are a very blessed person to have this beautiful community with you. I heard you laughing with them and, you know, exchanging, you know, parts of your personal life, and that is great. You are very blessed to have this community. And they're very cordial, very respectful, very knowledgeable, and very funny as well. So I said, yeah, I know. I am very grateful, and I'm very thankful for everything that this channel has brought to me, the many friends that I've, you know, come to know, many acquaintances that I've formed, and the great people that I've met throughout the years, through the 11 years of making content on YouTube. It's been quite a journey, guys. It's been quite a journey, and yeah, I definitely want to give more to the community. I definitely will dedicate more time and effort as soon as I hit early retirement. There is a date in my mind, and there are a few conditions that I have set for myself, and it's just how I do things. I always set some goals and I work towards them. So there are a few conditions that I've set. If those conditions are met very soon, I won't say the date yet, but I will promise you guys that on the day I become a full-time YouTuber, you guys will be the first to know. Dougal McTevish, hello my friend, howdy. PC just got back after a complete Windows 11 reinstall. Oof. Wow, that must have been a painful thing to go through. All the YouTube pilots seem to be having big changes going on in their lives. Well, that's real life, my friend. So in the end, you know, we are, at least I'll speak for myself, I'm a family man. I have, you know, I'm a father of 4. I work full-time. I work from, you know, 7:30 until 5 p.m. So yeah, you know, we have other lives that we need to take care of. We have, you know, people that depend on us. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, there was a, I don't know if I said this before on stream, but on one of the YouTube videos I made for my Genovate channel, I was teaching people how to create AI comedies. So how can create a comedy, a short comedy, using AI. And one of the clips I made that I've included in the video is like a boy asking his dad. He says, "Hey Dad, how much does it cost to get married?" And the dad replies, "Well, son, I don't know. I'm still paying." And I told, my son watched it, and now he reminds me of it every single morning on the way to school. So I drop him to school in the morning. So it's a nice time for me to chat with him about stuff. So he reminds me of that. He said, "Son," he said, "Dad, how much does it cost to get married?" And then he answers himself and says, "No, Dad, I'm still paying." So yeah. Yeah. So all in all, guys, things are good. At least I'm always very thankful for for being in good health, and that my family's in good health. So I'm very thankful for that. Again, I'm generally speaking, I'm a very positive person. I look at the cup half full always, but sometimes there are some things that just, see, there are things that happen in a person's life that you really have no control over, and those are kind of difficult things, and they cause a lot of stress. But yeah, nonetheless, things are good. We're flying an A380 today, and having a conversation with the fine folks here on the Q8 Pilot channel, so can't complain there. And with that, let me go to FMS1. We're going to go to our flight plan, and if I go here, it says cruise, and TD is in 190 nautical miles. Perfect. So what we're going to do, folks, is we are going to set up the approach. We're going to bring up Navigraph charts right here. We'll put it to the side, and we are going to go to the flight. We're going to go to Kuwait. We're going to select the current weather at Kuwait. By the way, the scenery for Kuwait International is a freeware scenery by a guy named Yahya, and he's done a massive, massive job on this airport. Still the new area, runway 34 and runway 16, I think that's an area that is adjacent to the new cargo area at Kuwait International. That area I don't think has been modeled, and I'm glad that we got runway 33 left, because yesterday when I did a test I got runway 34, and there is really no taxiway as far as the textures are concerned in the sim that leads you to the main airport area. So anyway, let's set things up here. So we're going to go to the approach, and we're going to select the winds. The winds are calm, so we can just put 0 and 0. And then we're going to go to the outside temperature. Beautiful 22 degrees. The weather in Kuwait has been very, very pleasant lately, so very happy about that. And it's nice change from 50s and 60s Celsius weather. So very, very nice, and just really brilliant weather. So 1019er is the QNH there. We have our speeds here, and everything is cool. So we'll go back to cruise, and now we have our destination information entered into the MCDU, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's been really lovely weather, especially during nighttime in Kuwait. Hello, Mr. Sid Sharif 240. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Hello, Mr. Is it Xavier? I think that's how you say your name. Xavier 4614. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. So, on Microsoft Flight Sim, I kind of made a list of the aircraft that I feel are worthy, and I have found that when I consider GA aircraft in Microsoft, there is like a plethora of general aviation aircraft, but the very best, in my opinion, are the black square fleet of aircraft. All their aircraft are just amazing. And of course, I cannot neglect the A2A. There are, of course, many others, but those are the top ones, in my opinion. If we move to the category of the airliners, like the Airbuses and the Boeings of Microsoft Flight Sim, again, there is so many aircraft, but the ones that really stand out, I think, are the PMDG fleet of aircraft, the Phoenix, FS Labs, and of course the Inibuilds. The rest are, some are actually really nice, very enjoyable, very good, but I think those are the top quality. And when I say Inibuilds, although their A350 is really good, it's really bad on performance. All of their aircraft are very bad for performance, generally speaking. But they have produced some very high quality aircraft, without a doubt. I don't like any of their GA aircraft. As a matter of fact, I do not recommend any aircraft other than their Airbus fleet. That's the A300, A310, and the A350. They've attempted a few general aviation smaller aircrafts, single propeller aircraft, but in my opinion, Anybuilds have not been successful in building the general aviation aircraft. It's not their forte, if you will. You know, stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at, and leave the general aviation to those who really excel in creating them. There are, of course, other very good general aviation aircraft, both twin and single engine aircraft, but I have found the ones that I've mentioned, A2A mainly and Black Square, to be the very finest aircraft overall. Yeah, the A350 performance is much better after the last update. Oof, I haven't updated their aircraft. I haven't updated the aircraft in ages, so I don't know. But the last time I tried it, I wasn't just... how about the A320neo version 2 by Anybuilds? I don't really find the A320, the default ones, to be really good. The A320s, the A320 series aircraft that are available by default, I don't find them to be well done. That's for the lack of a better term. I really just don't think that they're up there with their other aircraft. So I stay away from those aircraft. They have so many of them, like the A330, A320, they all fly the same. I just don't like them. I don't feel immersed when I fly those aircraft. For the A320, you really have to consider, the either FS Labs or the A320. If you want, by the way, the A321, I highly recommend the FS Labs. It's just really great aircraft. And the Phoenix, if you want the A320 and the other fleet, so you can purchase, the A320 and the A318, and then you can go for the A321 from FS Labs, because it's really worth it. Seitoga, it performs fine, but so bad when it comes to dynamics. Simworks BC12 and Kodiak are very good. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. Again, they're not at the level of, Black Square and A2A, but yeah, they are very good. Greetings, my friend, Notorious1125. Greetings, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. All's well with me and the family. So you don't like the A350? Oh, no. I do like the A350, but it's just it kills performance. It's really bad on performance. And the last time I flew it, they really improved the flight model as well. I don't know if this was something that they've done or it was a feature of Sim Update 3, but it definitely flies much better than the original release. Blackware is just top notch. Yes, absolutely. Very good aircraft. When I'm flying offline, guys, I just find myself drawn to general aviation aircraft, both in X-Plane, by the way, and in MSFS. I just find them to be a lot more fun to fly. There's a lot more things that you can do in those aircraft. So yeah, let's take a look here at the outside. We are now entering Saudi airspace, and very soon we'll arrive into Kuwait. This is a really nice ride. Alright, so if I go to TD, the TD is going to be in, let's take a look here, in 124 nautical miles. We've already entered the information. You can see the traffic here. So we have 24 and 7,000 that are some traffic, and it's really nice. You can see the traffic there. You can see the contrail, the other airplane right there. Let's see if we can spot the other one. It's too low for us to spot. Those wings are just something else. Look at the details there. Very nice. I mean, the A380 really gives you a reason to, to fly in MSFS. So, performance has improved a ton, but the flight model isn't there yet. The 100 million year old the A350 from Flight Factor has a better flight model. I have to agree, yes. At least according to my last, flights on the A350 by Flight Factor and the Ini builds, the A350 X-Plane has much better flight model. I don't know why all of the Ini builds aircraft, all the Airbuses in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 just fly exactly the same. And you can do some really strange things with them too. So, without any penalty, of course. Right, so quick reminder today, guys, on the latest news that I've shared with you. One is the launch of the Navigraph Academy. The Academy provides you with the opportunity to experience what real-world pilots go through to obtain their PPL. And after you go through all the lessons, basically you'll be able to apply for your PPL license and become a virtual private pilot. They do have, it looks like, other lessons scheduled. So the roadmap is to include the instrument rating and things like that along the way. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out today. Once you go to the Navigraph website, you'll be able to see the new navigational item, Navigraph Academy. The second item that we've discussed today is the FOV optimizer, which is pinned in chat. And this is something that is a nifty little tool, not a very expensive one, that helps you obtain the optimal horizontal view for X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, American Truck Simulator, and another something Corsa game. I think it's a car racing game. So I just wanted to. Hello, Mr. Carl. How are you doing, my friend? No, long time no talk. Yeah, I know. I owe you a phone call or a Discord call, something like that, right? I just remembered when I saw you. How often the pilot needs to do the medical test and renew the license? I don't know. I think it differs from one airline to the other. I know there is a random test that is done for alcohol and drugs. That is done, I think, randomly, but it's done very frequently. Some airlines, they require it like every flight. I know in Kuwait, they have this done at every flight. So every time the captain, they go and test them. It depends on the class. Yeah, it depends on the class, depends on the airline, depends on the regulation. But I know that in Kuwait, they're very, very strict on these rules. But I think also Captain, what was his name? Gee, I'm getting old, man, and I'm forgetting things. What was his name? Danielle, Captain Danielle. Captain Danielle, actually, I met at UCLA when I was at a training course. He was a rated 777 pilot. And he told me that he has to do it every 6 months. So every 6 months, he has to go and do this medical thing for the airline that he works for as a consultant. So but he does fly the aircraft, so he's an instructor for them, and he's a consultant. So he does it every 6 months. I just did my CAA Class 1 medical, which is valid for 1 year. Class 2 would be a Class 2 would be a Class 5 years. Oh, okay. Then after 40, it's every year, I think. Ah, gotcha. There is some useful information from Grishal. Thank you very much, Grishal. Appreciate it, my friend. Right. So it's kind of getting a little dark now, which is nice in preparation for our arrival into Kuwait. And if I look here, we are exactly 79 nautical miles. So we can start to see here the top of descent now. Very, very nice. By the way, if we go to the electronic flight bag, just if I go here, you have your dispatch, and then you can go to an overview as well, which is pretty cool. This one is already seen. You can, by the way, manipulate all the doors of the aircraft. Then you've got your fuel, your payload, and you can do your own pushback there as well. Then you've got your performance calculator, so we can put either manual or just say sync. So if we sync this, it's going to start your descent about 119 nautical miles before target, which is a little different from what we have in the McDo. This is the angle. Of course, if you want an accurate top of descent calculator, there is one available for you free of charge at the Q8 Pilot official website, www.q8pilot.com, and there's a couple of things that also can be useful for you, including some curated resources that I have compiled for you there on the site. You also have full integration there with the Navigraph charts, as you can see. So if I can put just the ICO code for, let me see, let me go. Right, so that's Kuwait International. As you can see now, we have all the charts. Again, this is integrated with Navigraph charts. So if I click on the runways here, for example, you can use the mouse here to move around. You've got your approaches here, very, very nicely done. Again, by the FlyByWire team here. So you've got all your charts available, provided, of course, that you have a subscription to Navigraph charts. You can also pin your charts if you want. So if you click here, you can pin this chart, and then you can just go to the pin charts here. So you can set up all your charts for your flight. As you can see here, we are more than halfway through to Kuwait, and we are going to begin the descent shortly. This is for ATIS. ATIS, this page is only available when this is for online flying. Failures, yeah, you've got failures too, so you can fail over these systems here. They're not that many, but you can definitely fail electrical power, do fire protection systems, flight controls, and what have you. You've got your entire checklist here as well, so the before start, after start, and so on and so forth. And you have it, by the way, as well here. So if you go to let me see here, I know it's somewhere here, I just don't remember where it is. Where is the checklist? I know it's got one, and I've used it before. Emergency checklist, this one here. So you see this button here, actually this is a checklist. If I click this here, it will take you to the entire checklist here, so you can actually then click on the check here. So if I click on check, then it checks the item, and then if I click here, check, 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 and then you can see that now it actually checks on the items here, so you can actually use the built-in checklist that is available in the FlyByWire aircraft, which is pretty cool. We are definitely getting closer now to Kuwait, and things are looking good. Beautiful day here, and the winds are calm, the skies are clear, and everything is looking perfect for our arrival. 47 nautical miles, and we'll begin the descent. We can again click here on checklist again to remove it. There we go. And surprisingly, they've actually modeled a lot of the just about everything here. If I go on the electrical, so you've got the electrical system, if you get the pressurization, you've got that model. The bleed is completely, and it looks exactly like the real aircraft. Again, they've done a really good job. You've got your engine page, you've got your electrical page, the door page, air conditioning, APU, hydraulics, fuel, the wheel, light controls, and yeah, we've got their current cabin as well. So if I just say clear, and I can go to STS, and that gives me the status. Status is normal, and it gives me back to the aircraft there. So we can go back to, let's see. That was good. There's a video too, which is cool. video. What does that show? Yeah, I think it shows like the cabin or something. Right. Okay, so everything here is good. We are going to begin the descent shortly, so we are going to reset the MCV 36 nautical miles. The platform altitude at Kuwait International is 1,300 feet for 33 left. 33 left, yeah, 1,300. Is that the right one? It is. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset that to 1,300. There are a few restrictions along the way that we're going to have to be careful about, but let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go to 1,300. We will descend in nav descent mode, so the aircraft will respect any restrictions along the way. So 1,300 is now set. Perfect. And we'll begin the descent shortly. Yeah. Lovely aircraft. Very, very well done. Why do you need to thrust or throttle when in real life always use them together? For example, you cannot use one on toga and the other one on flex. Well, why do you need to thrust or throttle when you in real life always use them together? Ah, gotcha. All right. So let me. The easiest answer to this is sometimes you'll have an engine failure in one of the engines, so you want to retard one of the throttles back, right? So in case of an engine fire, you want to bring the throttle back and shut off the fuel on one of the engines that is the troubled engine. Now imagine that you had the throttles on both and you had an engine failure. You will not be able to do that because they're tied together. So that is why you have a throttle quadrant for every engine. So that is very, very important, because you have independent control in the event of failure. Yeah, there you go. Pilots will often use independent throttle control, especially on the ground, and that is also true. Correct. Sometimes in the event, for example, that the brakes aren't working properly, you can always use one engine thrust to make some sharp turns and things like that. So there are multiple reasons why you can have it, and normally a single engine taxi is another thing. Yes, and just from the perspective of the aircraft philosophy, as generally speaking, is redundancy. Everything is redundant, so you don't have a single point of failure. If one throttle gets stuck, for example, you don't want all your engines to get stuck, right? Especially if you're flying and all of a sudden just get stuck on maximum power or in idle position, or the spring just breaks, right? So you want to be able to have some remedy to the problem, and without redundancy, and if you have just like one of anything, then it's a serious problem for the pilot. So for those reasons, you have the multiple throttles, multiple throttle quadrants. Right. So we are 8 nautical miles from the top of descent. We have been flying for 1 hour and 6 minutes. Just about, actually less. We've been flying for 52 minutes. This is since taxi, it's been 1 hour and 6 minutes. But we've been exactly flying for 52 minutes. According to the SimBrief plan, the airtime is 1 hour and 14 minutes. Let's see how accurate that is once we arrive. All right, 5 nautical miles. I think we can begin the descent now. So we're going to do a nav descent. So we're going to click here once, and now this is a nav descent, which means that the aircraft is going to descend, but it will also respect all the constraints along the path. That includes the speed as well as the altitude. We're going to turn on our landing system here. There we go. So that's done. And there's, as you can see, there is a restriction at 3,000 feet. So the aircraft will descend until it reaches a restriction, and it will only continue after the restriction is cleared, as per the information it has in the MCDU. If you do open descent, by the way, and open descent is the other way. So if you click here, if you push in, you will go to nav descent. If you push out, or you pull out, if you pull out the knob, then you will do an open descent. An open descent is exactly like the managed descent, but the aircraft in this case will not respect any restrictions. It will descend to the final altitude that you've keyed in right here. So if I was in open descent, the aircraft will not stop at 3,000 feet and will continue until it reaches the selected altitude here, which is 1,300 feet. So I like to always respect the restrictions, and so and it's easier to manage the aircraft that way. So we're just going to leave it now as it descends towards Kuwait International. As you can see, we're out at 38 for 1,300. Folks, I need to go grab a bottle of water because I'm getting really thirsty. So I'm going to leave you with, let's see, this wing view here, and just go grab a bottle of water, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, I am back, and my thirst has been assuaged. So we are now approaching Kuwait, and things are looking good. We are at 21,000 feet for 1,300. It's a nice arrival time into Kuwait. It's not too dark, it's not too bright, so it should be just perfect for our arrival. And let's switch here to 40 nautical miles here as we make our way towards Kuwait, 20,000 feet. Thank you very much, Mr. Valero. Welcome. Why does your name keep changing in the chat? John Ranger, how are you doing, my N8Q? From my experience, manually landing this thing is a pain. It feels weird to hand fly. You mean the A380? I can't say that I've had this issue, but I actually like hand flying this aircraft. Good evening to you, Mr. Roy. Yeah, YouTube has been it's been very strange lately. In a lot of different ways. Everything's going just fine, my friend. How are you doing, Roy? I hope all is good at your end. Top chatter today is Mr. Valero. Big fan of the channel. So you've got the crown #1. Wow. Congrats, my friend. Maybe I should start doing some you know, some giveaways for top fans. What do you guys think? You know, during your last live stream, I had yeah, you had exactly, you had your exact name. Yeah, this time it's different. Yeah, I really don't know why. Very strange. And in Ben Watt 737 course, I had that is very strange, isn't it? Yeah. Right, we are getting close now. 15,000. 13,000 is the transition altitude in Kuwait, and we can now see we are getting very close. We are, I think, still in Saudi airspace. So if I look, yeah, we are definitely, this is, as soon as we enter this part here, then we are in Kuwaiti airspace, but right now we are still flying in Kuwaiti air, in Saudi airspace. But getting very close without a doubt. Right, standard barrow. There we go. Let's go and set it here, 1019. As we arrive to 13,000 feet, which is the transition altitude in Kuwait. Righty. That is a really nice view here as we arrive into Kuwait International, my home airport. Always a pleasure to fly into Kuwait in the sim, especially in Microsoft Flight Sim, because the airport is so very well done. Okay. All is good here. Looking good. I always prefer the, you know, runway 15 left or 15 right, and that's just because it gives a much nicer view of Kuwait City as you know, as we come into land. So I normally prefer, definitely prefer 15 left and 15 right. But today we get 33 left, so it comes from the southern part of the country onto the airport. But that's okay. We're not going to be able to see Kuwait Towers and have that really lovely view of the city from the seaside. So the seaside in Kuwait is... it really spans across the country from the southern border to the northern border on the east side of the country. It overlooks, of course, the Persian Gulf. And it just is a wonderful place to be, especially during winter time. So much activities there. It's a fun place to be. So if any one of you guys ever visits Kuwait, please be sure to let me know. Right, 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Fasten seatbelt signs goes on. And we're gonna, oh, let's click that again, please. Yeah, thank you. And we'll do that. We'll do the turn off lights as well. And everything else is set. All right, let's come here. We're gonna set the auto brake to 2. There we go. And we're gonna arm the speed brakes. There we go. Excellent. And everything is set now for the arrival into Kuwait, 900,000. Let's switch to external view real quick here and take a look. Again, mainly desert land in Kuwait, so nothing that is of interest as far as the ground textures go in the sim or in real life for that matter. This part of the country, so the southern part here as you come is where the industrial part of Kuwait is. So there's a lot of oil refineries, oil wells scattered all over the country. So a lot of production facilities are in this part of Kuwait, this southern part here. So yeah, nothing really interesting in those areas. During nighttime, it looks absolutely gorgeous with all the lights, though. But yeah, nothing that I like. I like Kuwait City. Kuwait City is a very vibrant, very cosmopolitan area to be in. So I like the city. I spend most of the day in the city because that's where I work. I work in the city. So the office building where I work is in the heart of Kuwait City. So and I have a really beautiful view on the Persian Gulf from my office window. So yeah, I get to enjoy that every morning, but I avoid it during weekends because of all the traffic. But yeah, lovely place really to be, and a very family-oriented environment in Kuwait overall. What is the temperature like this time of the year? Well, we are in the low 20s during nighttime. It reaches even 19 Celsius. And the highest it gets during the day is about 26, 27 degrees. So very, very pleasant weather. I've been really enjoying the weather. It's kind of definitely cooling down now. And I'm very happy about that. So it's a nice change considering, how hot our summer was this year. It was just crazy. It's really, really hot. So, folks, we are now approaching Kuwait International from the southern part of the country here. We are now officially in Kuwaiti airspace, and the texturing is really very nice in Microsoft Flight Sim. And, of course, the texturing here is part of the Kuwait International Airport and City. There is a file that that is available to download that makes the texturing around the entire country look very realistic. So highly recommended airport freeware. And if you're interested in it, just type in !scenery and it'll get the link to Kuwait International Airport developed by Yahya. And it's a really a very well developed airport, and the city is about 95% of what the real thing you'll see in Kuwait. So this guy's done a really good job with the points of interest, with the actual layout of the different areas. Very nicely done. Right, we're almost there now, 5,000 feet for 1,300. We can see the localizer needle there appearing, and we'll shortly see also the glide slope needle. Everything is set up for our arrival into Kuwait this evening. And let me see here if I can cockpit. Yeah, we'll leave that fine. All right, so let me go down here. We're going to add a little bit of light here, a little light there. Main flood. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. And the lighting, by the way, in this aircraft is another something that's done very nicely. A fine aircraft in all departments. All right, so we can now hit approach. Cat 1 single. And the aircraft will align itself with the runway. We can see the runway now here. So we are pretty close now to our destination. And everything is looking good. Perfect. Let's switch to the outside real quick. There you go. Very nice indeed. Lovely. Just absolutely lovely. Yeah, there's a refinery there. You can see it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see the smoke coming out of it. Look at just how this aircraft turns. Beautiful. There you go. You can see again the road traffic there. It looks fantastic. Really flying into Kuwait is a real joy for me, being my home country and being able to see it at this level of detail in Microsoft Flight Sim is something I really am very fond of. Right, so if I zoom in here a little bit, guys, we can see the runways. That's 33 right. This is 33 left. That's our runway. So we have the runway inside. Visibility is great. Winds are calm. And we are cleared to land runway 33 left. We're almost there now. Everything's configured. We had no blues. And we should be there in just a second. Were you born in Kuwait? Yes, sir. I was born in Kuwait. I was born, raised, educated in Kuwait. I'm a Kuwaiti national. So yeah. I was born here. Greetings, Mr. Mike Smith. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Free plane and free scenery. Absolutely. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Right. Aircraft is now setting up. All right, and now it looks like the approach phase is activated. If I go here to approach, yep, it's activated. All right, so one's gear down. All right, we can now start setting up the flaps as soon as the speed is below the green dot. We can do that now. So flaps on. They're very nice sounds as we approach the airport. Just lovely. Okay, and we are going to speed check and flaps 2. Look at those flaps, guys. Wow, beautiful. Just really look at how realistic this scene is. All right, not the time for, you know, the jittering now. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Oh, that's just really bad. All right, let's go ahead and do flaps 3. Are you guys experiencing buffering? Of course I speak Arabic, yes. All right. All right, I still can see the stream fine, so I hope you guys are not having too much issues. All right, so we are going to go to flaps full here. And I'm going to record this just in case, because I'm getting a poor signal there, that there is some buffering happening. So let's record that. And we'll put this here on the side. Just giving me a message here that YouTube is not receiving video to maintain smooth streaming. So that's why the stream was cut before. Yeah, so you guys are having some buffering there, right? A little buffering, yes, okay. Bit of buffering, all right. So anyway, I'll record this so that we can take a look at the replay just in case. All right, let me go ahead and lower the landing gear now. Landing gear coming down. We can see the city there to our right. El Kuwait Jannah. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Look at those lights. Wow, look at how majestic this aircraft is. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to begin now. There we go. No blues. Everything's good. All right, we have excellent connection now. So everything is back to normal, so you guys can enjoy the landing. At 1,000 feet, we will disconnect the autopilot, hand fly the aircraft. Right, 1,000 feet. And autopilot. Come on. Come on. Why is it not disconnecting the autopilot? I thought that's another thing that... Alright. Autopilot off. And my aircraft. I'm going to reset the view. Right, there we go. Really, really a lot of fun to hand fly this aircraft.
$50, $40, $30, $20, retard.
And reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kuwait International Airport. All right.
Auto brake off.
Yes, indeed. Auto brake off, and we have made it. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's take a look at our landing. We're going to come here and stop the recording, and let's hit play. And now we can take a look at our landing. All right, perfect. Let's put this in minimized view, and just look at how beautiful the A380 is. Wow. Very nice indeed. I love the flaps, by the way, in the A380. Very, very good. Right, we can go to their flap view, wing view. Look at the details, guys, on the flaps there. The wings are just amazing on the A380. Very, very nice. Wow, look at that. Can go to
1,000.
Bring it right there. Okay.
Traffic.
And there we have it. All right, let's put it on this right there. Look at that. Wow. Looks amazing, doesn't it? Just really beautiful aircraft, and I am very grateful really that we have an A380 in this sim. Engine 2 was idling until almost the touchdown, was it? Again, you can see that the reversers are only on the inner engines, just like in real life. You can see the speed brakes deployed. Very nice indeed. All right, let's take it back here and do a wing view. So not this one, this one. There we go. Look at the wing flex, guys. Wow, it's just amazing. Very, very nice indeed. The animations are just Next level. Very, very nice. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go head back to the cockpit here. And we're going to go stop. You have control. Thank you very much. And we made it safely into Kuwait. We can now track the flaps. Right, and next taxiway, let's stop the clock. 1 hour and 19 minutes. So the airtime, according to SimBrief, was 1 hour and 14 minutes. So it took us about 5 minutes more. That's okay. I think we've done a pretty good job overall. And we're going to turn... Alright, we'll just exit the taxiway here into the main terminal. And then we'll turn off the lights. Ah, why are we still in reverse? There we go. Okay, and runway turn-off lights are off. Landing lights off. Nose light to taxi. Strobe to auto. And we'll leave everything else here. Perfect. And this is the main terminal, obviously, at Kuwait International. So I'm not sure if there is this empty spot for us to park the aircraft. I think there's one here, so we're just going to make a turn right here. There we go. And we want to be a bit slow here because the turn is a bit of a sharp turn. And this is a really, really big aircraft. Right, I think I activated the reversers again. Right, there we go. All right, parking brake set. And we can come here and turn on the APU. We can turn off our taxi lights. We'll leave the rest of the lights there. Just wait a second here for the APU, and then we'll be good. I should have turned on the APU right after we landed. How is Kuwait Airport? It's pretty good. Invalid link. Which one is an invalid link? Kuwait Airport. Kuwait Airport, the current airport is not good, but the new airport is going to be next level. It's going to be the most advanced airport in the region when it opens finally. Right, let's take a look here. APU, where's our APU button here? Let's go to APU. Right, flap open, right, so it should be available here. APU is on, and now we can kill the engines. Wow, look at how beautiful this aircraft is, guys. Very, very nice. Again, this is a very accurate rendition of Kuwait Airport, and with all the buildings, there's that dome that you see there is the VIP terminal, and back there you can see also Kuwait Towers, Al Hamra Tower, far in the distance there. So all is good there. Everything looks so good in this scenery. Okay, so beacon lights off, and the strobes are off as well. And now we can begin deboarding. So we're going to go to GSX.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Yeah, that's fine. We're going to begin request deboarding. That's fine. We're going to select Kuwait Airways Aviation Services. And now we're going to begin deboarding the aircraft's passengers and the luggage. I'm not sure if it actually works on the A380, but we can definitely try. Yeah, I think it does. And I think it has the automatic doors. If it doesn't, we can always open the doors ourselves. Well, let's just give it a shot here. Let's just wait a little bit. Yeah, maybe we need to open the doors ourselves. Yeah, the cargo doors have not opened yet. So let's go here to the electronic flight bag. Let's see. So we don't want that. We are going to go to...
bus is coming.
We're going to go to... services, right? So we've got the cargo door here. Right, and we want another cargo aft here. No, that's not. All right, so the cargo doors are opening now. That we don't need. All right, here we go. And yeah, it looks like it opened the passenger door, and this door is not open. So,
Passengers deboarding starting.
yeah, I think the one in the back here is open. That one didn't open. That's the main one. But yeah, we should be able to see the baggage coming out of the aircraft shortly. Very, very nice aircraft. Again, with GSX, again, it looks just incredibly realistic. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, you've got the buses all over the place, but overall, I think this is a really, really nice update. I'm sure this is a problem that's the fix for this problem with the purple textures is available in the update that's already available. I saw it right before the stream, and I just didn't want to do what I did yesterday and have you guys wait another day. Can you please speak Arabic? The channel is English only, so that is my own rule that I've set. There's no Arabic on the channel, but yeah, you can hear me speak Arabic if you'd like. I don't really know why you want me to speak Arabic here, but if you want me to speak Arabic, there is a full interview with Captain Shakir Al-Hashlan on his channel. A full interview with myself. We speak in Arabic there. So if you'd like, you can go and watch that interview with Captain Shakir. As an interesting interview. I want to thank him for it. But yeah. So that's that, ladies and gents. We are now we have now arrived at the conclusion of this live stream. I hope that you have found it fun, and I hope that you found the information provided to you useful. I hope that it was fun and insightful, like always. I want to really thank you guys for being here. It was a blast being with you here on live stream today. I definitely enjoyed the interaction with all of you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a lovely day.